So, what if the number one cause of all chronic disease isn't what we think it is? Conventional medicine, it often just treats the symptoms. But today, we're going to dig way deeper to find out what's really going on.
It's a really strange situation when you think about it, right? We have all this incredible medical technology, but somehow chronic illness rates are just going through the roof. The typical approach is, okay, we label the disease, we prescribe a medication for the symptom, but that's just not getting to the actual root of the problem.
And this way of thinking leads to something called polypharmacy. It's a vicious cycle. You get a drug for one condition, right? But that drug has side effects. So you get another drug to manage those side effects. Just think about nursing homes. It's totally common to see people on 7, 10, sometimes up to 50 different medications. The more pills you take, a lot of the time, the less healthy you actually become. This isn't fixing anything. It's just managing the decline.
So what is the real problem? Well, after you peel back all those layers, past all the different symptoms, you land right here. The true root cause is this massive, fundamental mismatch. Our world, our environment has changed at warp speed, but our ancient genes, our basic biology, it just hasn't had time to catch up. Not even close.
And when you look at the difference, it's night and day. Our genes were literally built for a world of whole foods, constant movement, and natural light. But today, we're living on ultra-processed stuff, sitting in chairs under artificial lights, in these super sterile environments. For our biology, it's like we're living on a different planet.
And get this is truly staggering. Over half of all the calories adults eat today come from ultra-processed foods. These are things our ancestors wouldn't even recognize as food, and now they're the foundation of how most of us eat.
And this new environment, it's just absolutely sidelining our immune system. We live in these clean, sterile homes, so our immune cells never get the real-world training they need. There was a famous study that showed Amish kids raised on farms, exposed to all that dirt and animal dust, had way stronger immune systems than kids in sterile suburbs. We pasteurize our foods, killing off all the good microbes, and our diet of processed junk creates these massive nutrient deficiencies, especially vitamin D, because nobody goes outside anymore.
Okay, so to make this really concrete, let's look at a personal case study. And this isn't about being doomed by your DNA, not at all. It's about understanding the rule book for your own body so you can play the game of health a whole lot better.
First on the list, a genetic risk for an autoimmune reaction to gluten. For years, I would go on vacation, eat some bread and pasta, and end up with just horrible stomach pain. I had no idea why. Well, it turns out my genes just do not play well with modern processed wheat. The environmental trigger, the gluten, was flipping a genetic switch. Now, I stay away from it completely, and guess what? Problem solved.
Okay, next up is a weakness in absorbing choline. Choline is super important for preventing fatty liver and for your brain to work right. Ancestrally, we'd get tons of this from eating organ meats, like liver. Now, I don't eat liver, but I do have this genetic weakness. So what's the modern fix? I eat a lot of egg yolks, which are an amazing source of choline.
Then there's this one, a major problem with activating vitamin D. This one connects directly to a long history I had of severe low back pain. In our modern, indoor world, it's so easy to become deficient. So by managing this, getting targeted sun in the summer, taking supplements in the winter, that back pain is completely gone. It's a thing of the past.
Now this one is a huge deal for our modern diet. It's a genetic tendency for high inflammation from what we call seed oils, the kind of fats found in almost all junk food and restaurant meals. In my 20s, I literally had arthritis in my fingers and back because my diet was loaded with this stuff. The environment was directly causing inflammation that my genes just couldn't handle.
And finally, weaker detoxification enzymes. This basically means my body's built-in cleaning crew has a harder time dealing with all the forever chemicals and toxins everywhere in modern life. Our genes just haven't evolved for this chemical onslaught. The solution is pretty simple though. First, avoid the toxins with good water filters and clean products, and second, support your body's detox system with foods like garlic and onions. And this really just drives the whole point home. By understanding these genetic tendencies and then consciously changing the environment, the food, the lifestyle, the toxins, it is totally possible to be healthier at 60 than at 20. Your genes might load the gun, but it's always your environment that pulls the trigger.
Okay, so how do we actually fix this? How do we close that gap? We can start right now with 4 key lifestyle resets that will help you align your modern world with your ancient genes.
First things first, we have to fix our relationship with light and dark. Poor sleep is an absolute wrecking ball for your health. It messes with everything from your blood sugar to your mood. It's so critical that night shift work is actually classified as a probable carcinogen. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's a fundamental nutrient.
So how do we do this? Get some morning sunlight in your eyes shortly after you wake up. That sets your body's master clock. Then, in the evening, dim your lights about 90 minutes before bed. This sends the signal that it's time to wind down. Lock in your wake-up time, yes, even on weekends, and practice breathing through your nose. It can really help calm your system down for better rest.
All right, next up, we need to change how and when we eat. Our ancestors didn't have a 24/7 convenience store, right? They had periods without food, periods of fasting, and that gave their whole digestive system a break and kept their metabolism running strong.
So try eating all your meals within a 6 to 8 hour window each day. And try to stop eating about 4 hours before bed so your body isn't working on digestion while you're trying to sleep. But honestly, the most important step, just get the ultra-processed junk out of your house. If it's not there, you can't eat it. And try to add in fermented foods like sauerkraut or kefir, and limit eating out at restaurants where you have no control over the ingredients, especially those nasty oils.
Number 3, we have to get moving and we have to get back outside. Our bodies are designed for near-constant, low-level activity. They are not designed to sit in a chair for 8 hours a day, and just spending time in nature is unbelievably therapeutic for our entire nervous system.
So, put your workouts in your calendar like they're the most important meeting of the day. A simple 10-minute walk after your meals does wonders for your blood sugar, and make it a point to get out into a park or the woods a few times a week. And hey, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Gardening is an awesome way to get some movement and reconnect with all those soil microbes our immune systems are starving for.
And finally, our 4th reset. You have to actively work to reduce your exposure to modern toxins. From the chemicals in our water and air to the fragrances in our shampoo and soap, our bodies are under a constant chemical assault that they were never, ever designed to handle. So what does this look like? It means filtering your air and especially your water. Switch to fragrance-free soaps, lotions, all your cleaning supplies. Cook with safe materials like stainless steel or cast iron instead of those nonstick pans. And you can even build up your body's resilience with good stresses, like a sauna or a cold shower, which helps strengthen all of your body's adaptive systems.
So what's the single most important thing to take away from all this? It's this: your health destiny is not sealed by your DNA, not even close. Your genes are just a blueprint. But the environment you create every single day with your choices, that's the contractor that actually builds the house. You have incredible power to influence your own health.
And that really just leaves us with one final question to think about. I want you to take a good, honest look at your daily habits, your food, your sleep, your movement, your environment. Are those habits in a constant battle with your ancient biology, or are they working in harmony with it? The answer to that question, well, it could change absolutely everything.